Hey guys, welcome back to part two of this typing tutorial. Where we left off, we were starting to create a condition where it's going to allow me to reset the current word count. And actually, before we do that, I just want to demonstrate to you guys how we can keep a watch of our variable. And I believe I can just type this in here. Let me reset the code first. And can I type in here? Okay, so I'm going to type in current. So I'm down here in the bottom part of my screen. Current word count. I'm going to add this on my watch. Okay, and zoom back out. And I just want you to keep an eye down here as we play through our game. Okay, so 0, 1, that's increasing pretty fast, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and this is actually a problem because index number 6 doesn't exist in here. So you'll recall our indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is actually referring to ID number 7, which doesn't exist in this table. So what we're going to do is we're going to cycle back around. So once we reach a maximum value of 6, we're going to reset that. Okay, so in essence, when it's more than, so when the current word count, we could say when it's 6, or we could say if it's greater than 5, we're going to set the value back to 0, which is the very beginning. So that's not going to be x, that's current word count, of course. It's when it's more than 5, or in other words, when it's 6, we're going to reset it back to 0. Okay, so this will allow the words to cycle around. Let's see this in action. Right, so we see tree, water, Porsche. It looks like I spelled Porsche wrong in my last tutorial. Okay, and it's cycling back around again and again. Great. Okay, and we can also see down here the index is also cycling back around to 0 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we don't actually see 6 because once it reaches 6 in our code, we said when it's more than 5 or when it's 6, reset that value back to 0. Right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check whether what we type in here matches the word that we've pulled from our database. So on the event that we are typing something in the text input, and when we release from our key, so that's a key up event actually. So if you think about it, when you push on your button on your keyboard, it goes down, right? After it goes down, when you release your finger, it springs back into its original position, or it goes up. So when we release from the keyboard button, when we finish typing essentially, that's when we're going to check if what's in here is the same as what we have over here. Okay, so let's set that up. We're going to need to create another variable that will store this record information. So we can call this current word. And I'm just going to leave that as an empty string. So anything that's not numerical needs to be put into double quotations. Right, so we'll leave that as empty. And over here, actually we can shorten some of our code later on. Current word is this. Okay, and so we're going to set the text to, we could repeat this entire instruction here, or since we have assigned this, what we pulled out of our database, into current word, we can just reference that at any point, and that's what it'll be. It'll be the current word that is being shown here. Okay, so last thing we'll need to do is we're going to need to write a condition. So if the current word equals what's in our text box, and to do that, we'll have to get what's in our text box. So get the text. Okay, it's not liking that. I'm just going to do a quick evaluation here. If it's 0, And I'm going to put get text into the second piece of this. And the identifier is text input. So if the current word that we pulled out of our system matches with what we type in here, we could create a score here. Okay, so let's also set that variable up. So I'm going to call the score start from 0. And we'll update our score, and we'll also change it as well. So score equals, so it's just going to be like here. We're going to increase the value of score by 1. So it's the current value of score plus 1, and then we store that back into itself. Okay. Last thing we'll need to do to see the effects of this is we're going to show it on our screen. So set the text of text score to be score. Right, I think we're just about done here. There's one more thing that I do want to do, but let's run this first to see if it works. Reset, run. But this is happening really fast, so I'm going to increase my time now to 5,000. So that'll give me roughly 5 seconds to type something in. So reset, run. So I'm getting ready to type. Tree. Okay. It looks like there may be some errors here because we're not seeing my score updated here. So what might be wrong? It says line 14, there may be some error. On the event that text input, why was this put in here? That's strange. It might have been just an error. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so tree. Right, the score is increased by 1. Okay, it was because I was, that's increasing it by 2. Porsche. Okay, now you can see that this is, it's not good because we want to actually clear out our text box, and this is becoming really annoying actually. So let's fix that up. Okay, so we want to actually clear this out. So we want to also set the text of our input when we get the correct word to nothing. Okay, so I'm just going to reset this. And we see tree. Okay, it says there's an identifier that doesn't exist. Okay, let's see. Water, set text input. What is that? Line 17. Set text to. Oh, okay. But that should be the score. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so this first one should be tree. Okay. Why does it keep resetting these things? So if the input, no, set the score to be the score. Set the score to be the score. Set input to be empty. Right. Reset. Run. Get ready to type. Tree. No, it's tree. Right. Because we have to do a key up event. Water. Great. I can actually type that in multiple times. Porsche. That's not how you spell Porsche, obviously. Batman Lego. Great. If I'm fast enough, I can actually type in twice. So Iron Man. Let's try typing twice. So I scored twice on that. I'm going to score twice on mouse. Let's see if we do 3 times, 4 times. Right? So there are a few more things that we can fix, but that's the general idea of how we can get this game working, of how we can type things in. There's a little bit more logic that we can add here and there to kind of clean this up, but I will maybe do that in a follow-up tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time.